again. I'm Sienna and I'm going to be doing a video on how I feel transitioning from year 12 to year 13, because a lot of this advice applies to really any new education you're going into. In general, I've put that I feel scared because that's like an umbrella term. Nervous, worried, sort of relieved that I've gone through year 12 and about to go to year 13, because once you've done a year of it, you know that you've done half of it. It went by quickly. You can do it again. No matter how hard the year is, you know that you only have a year left, and that's a good thing about sixth form. It's not like a 3-4+ year course. It's only 2 years, which feels like a lot when you get to the beginning, but once you've done it, you've done it. There's so much new content to learn, but there's so much I still need to go back through and solidify my knowledge on, because you think, oh, I've done a good amount of content this year. How much do you remember? None. I do law, psychology and sociology. So law, I've only just got into the second paper. To do paper 2 and paper 3. Sociology, still need to do the whole of paper 3 and half of paper 2. Psychology, still need to do the whole of paper 3. It's a lot of work, but I don't doubt that I'll do okay. I've got middle hopes here. I got B's in my end of year exams for year 12, which is honestly really good considering that I picked brand new subjects. Something that makes me very comforted is that I've got my therapist, and I talked about this before. She's not actually a therapist in the school, but I just talk to her every week, so she is my therapy. And honestly, this woman has saved me this year, and knowing that she's going to be there this year, I love this woman, and she is like my safety net in the school. She's helped me with my mental health hugely. There was a point where I cried happy tears because she literally has saved me. And I think if you have a comfort teacher in your school, please have them and go to them and take advantage of the fact that you have someone to go to, because leading on to another point of that, I'm on my own in sixth form. I don't have a group. The only time I talk to people is in classes. So if you're also on your own, especially if you're going to college, it's okay to be on your own. You probably will meet people that you talk to in class, but I personally am on my own all the time. In my freeze, everything in my freeze, I use that time to sometimes revise, sometimes just listen to music, whatever I feel like doing. But don't be overwhelmed if you are doing things by yourself. I know it feels embarrassing, but you've kind of got to fake that you don't care really to get through it. Exam prep. So if you didn't know, in year 13 you have exams, for me anyway, December, March, and then the real things in May and June. I have 9 exams that I'll be sitting in June next year and May. So I know that I probably won't sit all of them every course of exams. It'll be like papers that I've just learned to do. I only work well when it's like a few days before and I do it all under pressure. I can't really say that I'm not gonna cram all my revision into one day. New year 12s, and I know that I shouldn't feel weird about having like 100 or 200 new people in the same room as me in my freeze, but it is a really weird concept knowing that we had 196 apply for sixth form. Not all of them will get through obviously, but that's probably going to be at least 100 new people. When we started year 12, it was so weird to walk in and see year 13s, because they felt like they were so much older than us, and they looked older than us. Like, we looked so young. All these year 12s are going to walk in thinking that we're intimidating, but we're just like new people. My mental health, which is something that I am prepared to go into in a proper video. When you have mental health problems in school, it's very isolating, and this is why I said have a comfort teacher or someone that you can go to in the school, because my mental health has been heavy in year 12, and especially when you're doing A-levels, you do not need so much weight mentally. But just know that if you go through things, you're not alone, and most people don't even know you're going through it. So props to you for being able to go through things and still turn up. The fact that you're able to turn up and act as normal is incredible. I have had so many mental breakdowns in school, it's actually unbelievable. But if you can get through it, you can get through it. There's no reason why you can't get through it. I was at the beginning of the year thinking, I actually want to leave. I feel so trapped, even though the subjects that I was doing, I enjoy for the most part, but you feel so trapped when you're still in school and you can't do much. But you know, once you get to sixth form, you are older. They respect that you're older, that you're becoming adults, and they kind of treat you a lot more as an adult. My school West has a new sixth form layout being done this summer, like it's being completely redone, which really sets me off. Brand new environment, a little bit scary. Now that I don't know where anything is, I don't know where I'm going to sit. Freaks me out a little bit, but as I said, I'm literally just going to walk in and take it day by day. Social anxiety. You just got to fake it till you make it. Look like you're some independent girl that doesn't care about anyone's opinions, even though you're sat there thinking, they know I'm alone and they think I'm such a weirdo. You really have to just pretend that you don't care. You get through it. Exemplar. You can get through it. I'm anxious about passing my subjects, specifically psychology, because that's the one I want to persevere with after. You could do all the revision in the world and still be like, I'm not going to pass. But then there's always that slight bit of you which is like, I could actually not pass, because in some papers you've got your strengths and weaknesses, and if the bigger marked questions are your weaknesses, like it was for some of mine, the amount of anxiety that builds up, and you've only got so many courses of exams that you can go through before it's the real thing. Please do practice papers, because not that I do that, but if you are really anxious and want something to do past papers and let your teachers mark them. I want to take full advantage of my study periods this year, my free periods, and revise. Year 12, most of the time people just chat or hang out because you're like, you've literally just got there, but there is a point where you have to go, right, I need to actually revise. And I think I've got to that point where I'm like, right, if I actually want to pass and get decent grades, I need to revise in my frees and take advantage of it and do some past papers, get my teachers to mark them, etc. because otherwise, nah. But that's just some general advice. But how I feel going into year 13, and maybe it'll help someone else that is, or going into sixth form, even just going back into school, it's scary. It could be a very daunting thought. It's like every week you have the Sunday where you're like, oh, I've got to go back to school tomorrow. August is that month in the summer holidays where you're like, I'm going back to school. It creeps up on you very slowly but quickly. It's horrible. What can you do? But yeah, that's how I feel, and hopefully it helped.